All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So we are doing a viewer request video looking at VIRI and SKYT. So obviously this is a little more zoomed out than I normally do, but my goodness, if you didn't see it the first time, this is why we are looking at VIRI. It's a joke I make all the time, and I'm sorry if you've heard it a bunch of times, but look, I'm a married man. My wife will cut them off if I look at or do anything stupid. So this right here is the amount of sexy I'm allowed. And man, that is, I'm telling you, as sexy as it gets. Nothing but red and gaps. Like, my goodness, all right? And all we've really done is covered maybe 20% of it. I think there's still about 80 up here, and like we've only eaten this, right? So a lot to get excited about. But remember, I always say it, and even in a gap fill like situation like this, do not have $3.25 dreams when we're only at 70 cents. You know what I mean? I think it's still really important to keep things realistic. Again, there is nothing sexier than this, all right? So there's a little bit of a difference versus other charts, but again, there are things that need to happen before we can ever think about this line right here, right? Okay, let alone like this one or beyond, right? So all that said, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages, these horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like, subscribe, comment, share. Anything you can really do does help with the YouTube algorithms. But I swear, just being here and giving me your time is beyond appreciated, all right? So look, let's get into it, okay? And on last week's video, I really said a lot of the same things because it actually hasn't been that many days since I covered it. I normally don't do a stock this close together, but again, there's a lot of interesting things happening here, okay? And end of the day, I always kind of say a few things. Excuse me, RSI. Look, I know we're kind of getting used to these like meme stocks that like just keep going and going and going and going and going. And I've seen RSIs in the like 90s, 98s, 99s. Like it's silly. All right. Most of the time, it really stays in this like 80, 30, even those single digits, right? When I see like the 9s, the 12s, like those are silly, right? Like things should stay between 80 and 30. And I'm always going to give respect to a high RSI. All right. Now, does that mean that like volume can't go silly and this thing explodes? Of course, right? That can always happen. But end of the day, this RSI is basically here to say when things are overbought. And it might be a little overbought just based on this, right? Excuse me. From there, I kind of zoom out. It seems like, all right, look, we've had 90 RSI before. 90, it's like lived in this 80, 90 range for a minute, actually. It's also done it again. What was this? 70, 70, 70, 80, 70. Okay, so it's been able to hold it up here, right? So, hey, maybe again, we're just going to live in this high 70, high 80, high 90 range, right? Like I said, you can see it almost happens for a number of weeks right there, right? End of the day, I wish this was a little bit lower so that I would have expectations of it going higher, right? But hey, MACD is definitely positive. Kind of seems like the upward is gone. And actually kind of seems like it's either flat completely or even might be curving down. So MACD doesn't look as fantastic as it was, let's call it right here, right? And obviously volume's taking a kind of a dump as well. So in all honesty, based on everything I'm seeing, I really think that like the 8 might be in a little bit of jeopardy. I would believe this will hold. I think this 55 might be an interesting spot. And in some ways, this could be an interesting place to try to like swoop if you want to like, again, I'm not here to talk about averaging down. I really hate doing that. I kind of regret talking about that. But this is an interesting spot because, again, I don't know the math on the 20 moving average. I'm not here to pretend it, but it does look like it's going up, right? So come Monday, it might get to like here or like actually a little closer. And maybe this 55, which I'm using the top here, really ends up just kind of shifting to the 20, right? But yeah, we've made a good move. We've bounced on the 20 once. We've bounced on the 8 once. I think maybe we can bounce here and go up, or we lose this and basically catch on the 20 around this 55, like I said, because this is going to move up one more day, right? But yeah, MACD's not looking fantastic. RSI is definitely looking a little oversold. And then this is obviously a little bit weak of volume for my liking, right? Only one good day out of the last 5. That's not fantastic, right? So I am still a little worried. Look, end of the day, I'm sure I have one, but I'll set one again just to be safe. Ooh, I've exceeded 100. All right, I will delete some and add it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure my alert is at 71 cents. I don't like zeros and fives. Let me skip the 70 at 71. Let me know. Because yeah, the expectation should be, what's this guy at? Nice. The 200 is basically aligned with the bottom of this. So yeah, $2 is kind of the next real resistance. This $1 line, no, sorry, not the 1 hourly. What I basically did was I took the 50% candle of this. All right. It's not necessarily a real resistance, but I think it gives us an important imaginary line in a whole mess of black, just in case we get stuck here and don't understand why, right? So I think it's important to have this. But truth be told, looking at this daily, the next resistance after 68 is actually this right here. It's 2. And I'm putting way more emphasis on this than the bottom of the line. So because this looks like it's going to keep going down, 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 right? So maybe it ends up being around like 170 when this thing goes up, if it goes up, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. But yeah, look, VIRI has done well. All right, it hasn't dropped yet. I'm not quite sure we're gonna fill the gap just yet. I think this might need to cool down a little bit, or we need better volume. We need something like this, and from there, am I really gonna like? I could see it doing one silly day and then dropping again. So in a lot of ways, I would strongly say bank whatever profits you can make on this because I'm not quite sure how sustainable it would be if it happens, all right? So I think that's a pretty good analysis of VIRI. Again, not too much to look at the weekly. This is not a bad weekly, right? Like, obviously, I would love to keep going up, but I mean, my goodness, we were only 0.01 off from the last week close, right? Like, we're well above 50% candle, well above like 80% candle even, right? So this is still going up, this is still going up, this is still going up. I don't know why that's going down, I'll be real honest with you. But yeah, this looks good still on the weekly wise, right? So, hopefully we get, like I said, maybe a little bit of a cool down and then one nice pop, I think would be what I would really want to see here. Let me go to the next one. I think it was SKYT. Yeah, for sure. Skywater. I have not heard of this stock before. Semiconductors. Okay, so I don't know if it's quite AI sector related. Obviously, when I see technology sector, my first thought's going to be, is this thing AI or not? I don't know if semiconductors really falls into AI. I think most of the AI ones have said like software application or something. But let's be honest, you need some good semiconductors to do some real hardcore like computing stuff, right? So I could see the connection just right off the bat, okay? Let me zoom out. I definitely don't know what this stock looks like, so let me just kind of get a quick history for it. Okay, it's not that old. It's definitely had some interesting interactions with these moving averages. There were moments where it just dies. Good little pops, great sustained run, good little pop, good sustained run too. So like this thing likes the moving averages when it's on the right side of them. Unfortunately, right now, I'm kind of seeing a lot of like the wrong side of the moving averages, right? This 8 is doing a really good job to hold it. It really is. But this right here is going to be hard to break. That's a hard 3. And really, nothing spectacular is going to happen, until the 50 average cracks, right? Going from 9 to the 50, though, maybe because what generally happens, right, when you have all 5 lines like this is you go from the bottom to as close to the top as you can, to the bottom, to hopefully the top, right? So I just don't know if this is going to be the highest top it can do and just kind of bounce between those two and just these two, really. Or if it could crack this and get to this, right? But I'm not really loving too much because this green is at a place where it could quickly go red, right? Like I would draw something here. I think you're an important line, that 9 right there. And then I think I'll give it to you. I actually think it's you, not that one. And then that one. Like at this point, honestly, I think coming down to 9 seems a little more likely than even breaking these three. Okay, that's not a good RSI. It's definitely a low number. It wasn't that long ago though that we hit 9. All right, so like this thing has seen, and again, it's lived in this like teen world, right? In the tens even. So 24 doesn't seem like it's that low, and it actually looks like it wants to go down a little bit more. MACD does look like the green might be over the red. I think I see a little sliver of green up there. Yeah, negative 48 is better than negative 49. Again, that's super tight, and it's definitely negative, right? And this is some pretty bad volume. All right. I actually see a couple more greens. It's probably a little more on the even side than I would say a couple more. But yeah, volume's not looking good. RSI, MACD not looking good. You're definitely closer to the bottom of all 5 moving averages than the top. I really think this thing might be coming to 9. And honestly, losing 9 would be a pretty quick fall to 727 just because all I'm seeing is green, green, green right here, right? Hopefully it doesn't lose 9 though. I actually would think coming to 9 would bring too low an RSI, and this would be a bounce point. Where would I want to enter though? Okay. Yeah, that's my entry line here. Right here. So roughly speaking, it's 50% of this candle. It's basically the bottom of this one. And over the next few days, it's actually already under. The 50 looks like it's going downward, right? So waiting for 176. I can't set an alert, obviously, because I've already exceeded my maximum, so I got to delete some. But I would set the alert at 1177. 1177 gets you over all 5 of these and hopefully takes you up, 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 right? Because, yeah, from there, this is probably the next real one. And then obviously it'll be this guy up here. That guy there. Maybe you could have said this guy here, but I think that that'll pass and that should go there. But yeah, honestly, I would not touch this under 1176. You could make the argument that 1053 will put you over the 200 moving, and it'll get you over that little cluster right there. And 1053 is sitting at a nice little cluster of red, 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 right? So maybe you can call it 1068 as like a little bit of a oh, sorry, no, it's 1080. I was looking at the low, not the open. 1080 maybe will be a little bit of a safer one, for lack of words, but yeah, 1050 is considerable. Again, for me, I would just rather wait till all the moving averages are gone. So, hey, these are, did I look at the weekly? Hold on, let me not do that real quick. Let me not say goodbye just yet. Oh man, this was an important week. We almost lost the 50 moving average. That would have put us, there's only 4 moving averages, right? Like the 100 just started. So you do not want to be under the moving averages. That 8 looks like it wants to just keep going down. I'm actually pretty worried about this stock. Is this near? Yeah, dude. From there, you're starting to talk about all-time lows, right? Like from there, it's that right there. And then super quick loss would be that right there, right? So I would be a little on the cautious side here. I think there's more not to like than there is to like here. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know if I'm missing something here. But yeah, charts aren't looking fantastic here. Hey, appreciate your time. Thank you so, so much.